Hi everybody, this is Vlada, and in a few minutes I'm going to go down to show you one of the colonies that we had to euthanize last night. And I want to share this video because there are a lot of young beekeepers who are going to run into similar situation I was in, and I want to share what my experience in hope that I can help you make a decision of which kind of action you need to take in case you run into extremely aggressive bees. First, I want to start by saying that I've been doing this for 5 years and I have seen aggressive bees. For those of you who don't know, bees go through these stages depending on the time of the year, because sometimes the lack of food will make bees get more aggressive, and they will attack other bees and even people. So they're more agitated, let's put it that way. But recently I had a colony that moved into my garage. A swarm came into my garage. I was super happy about it. We were able to capture them, and the next day I took them and I put them down a hill where the rest of my bees are. So I gave bees about 2 days to settle in, and I went in to check on them. And when I opened the colony, they were so aggressive, and I just thought, okay, perhaps they're still settling in. They're sensitive because they just moved, and excuse the wind, it's pretty windy in the area where I'm at. But anyway, I backed off, let the bees be, and I came back again maybe in 10 days, 2 weeks, and they attacked me once again. They were so aggressive so quickly that I could not really work with them. So a couple of weeks ago, I went in thinking that okay, everything's safe, there's plenty of food around, the rest of the hives have been doing well, so I wanted to check on this particular hive as well. And normally, for those of you who do beekeeping, you know, when the bees get agitated, you know, you open the colony, you move the frames and so on. This colony, I just came close to the hive and they were swarming on my little bucket where I keep my tools and on me, that I had to back off, and I could not even touch the hive. So I knew something was wrong, because I've never seen bees aggressively attack so quickly and to such an extent. So I knew something was happening, because this particular colony was not just aggressive around its own hive, but it was aggressive in a whole yard. It would actually follow me, chase me, and this could last sometimes for 30-40 minutes. I would have to stay inside the house until they settle down. So the reason I'm sharing this is to tell you and help you decide if your colony is Africanized colony. And one of the ways to find that out is first of all, it's where did it come from. And so for me, it was not a brainer. It was no brainer, because these bees moved. They came to me, so they were wild bees, and it looked like they were. And so after making a few attempts to calm them down, that did not work. And the fact that they were attacking me and they were attacking my chickens, and I was afraid they will attack my neighbors, their pets. And so decision had to be made to euthanize them, which is really hard. I wish I had, I was videotaping every time I was attacked by these bees, but since we are on a slope, it's kind of hard to put the camera and to keep things stable, especially when you're being attacked. But there are plenty of videos out there that will show you what killer bees, attacked by killer bees looks like. And as a beekeeper, you will know that something is wrong, especially if you have obviously other colonies. You will know when something is terribly off, which in our case, definitely these were Africanized bees. They came from wild, and they were just absolutely impossible to work with. A hard decision was made last night to go and euthanize them, and it was really hard, because this colony was extremely productive. There were so many bees inside, and it was so hard to see them die. But it was necessary, and for those of you who are in position of having to make this decision and you have decided that this is what you need to do, one way to do it is with soapy water. So I would really suggest before you take any action is to go online and do some research and get some feedback from people who have dealt with this experience before and make a decision what would work best for you. Killing the bees, it's not the only option. Obviously, you can requeen the colony, which if you're in an area where there's no immediate danger to your neighbors and to your family, this is something definitely that I would suggest doing first, because if you requeen the colony, you in 6 to 7 weeks you should have brand new workers, and the colony obviously will change completely. And in the meantime, you get to keep the honey and you get to keep the workers and then the colony itself. Because when we poured this soapy water last night on a hive, there was so much honey, there was so much brood, there were so many larvae and pollen and everything, and it just broke my heart to kill these bees and to put all this to waste. So killing bees is a last resource, but if you need to do it, soapy water works really good, and I will shortly show you how to mix it and how we applied it. As for the mixture, you're gonna need 1 gallon of water and 1 cup of heavy degreasing soap like Dawn or something similar. So just mix it, and the way I applied it, I used this little gallon pump. It was good, it was simple and easy, and my box was small, so it was just a single box. But if you have 2 or 3 levels, then obviously you will need a little more of the mixture, and you might consider buying a 5-gallon pump like this. So it's good to have it, and I'm definitely gonna keep this handy because I never know when we might run into a bad colony. It's very effective, and basically it kills bees immediately. This is how this particular sprayer works, which only shoots water on sides. But I think it would be even better if you had one that shoots 180 degrees. I'm going to take you down to show you what happened. I'm going to check on that particular colony, and there are a few more bees there escaped last night. They're still buzzing around, and that's the reason I'm wearing a suit, because I tried to visit a box earlier today, and the few bees that were left out were still coming after me and my son, so we had to leave. So let's go and see what's going on. I think good 99% of the colony is gone, but there are a few bees left, and let me show you what happened. This is a colony that we had to deal with last night, and as you can see, there are some dead bees and outside, but there are a whole lot inside. So to spray them, what I have done, I came late at night, so all the bees were in. So you want to pick the time of the day where, if possible, when the bees are all in, so this way that you can deal with the entire colony. And so I just closed the entrance with a paper towel. And then I had a spray bottle, and I just opened up the part of the colony and I started spraying, and I continued to spray soapy water as I opened the colony. And soap water worked great. I mean, it would basically kill them on the spot, and I was amazed to see how quickly they were dying from just the soap water, which is a whole nother topic. We should talk about what's in that soap, and if it's killing bees so quickly, it was basically instant. I wonder what it does to us. Just want to show you one of these frames, and again, the majority of the bees are on the bottom of the hive, of the box actually. And the frames were full of honey, and obviously all this will be wasted now because it's simply not good. It's full of a detergent. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a bucket, and I'm gonna clean it all out, and I'm gonna try to pressure wash all the frames and pressure wash the box so that we hopefully can use the box again. as aggressive as they were also super good workers, because I have had this colony for less than a month and a half, and every frame is absolutely loaded with honey, and the queen was really prolific. There's brood everywhere, and the nursery is huge. So I guess them being mean also meant that they were productive, which reminds me of old saying back home. They say the meaner the woman, the more productive she is. So I don't know if that's the case, but that's a little humor in this sad situation. So anyway, what I'm doing here, I'm going to take all these frames up because it's too heavy for me to take them all at once. They're soaked with soap and they're full of honey. And then I'm going to scrape them and I will clean the frames and see if I can reuse this box and these frames to set in another colony. Once you're ready to clean the frames, keep into consideration that this soapy honey will attract other animals, like it will attract lizards. Lizards will come to eat dead bees. Also birds will come to eat dead bees. So it's important to dispose of this safely, so not to impact other animals negatively. So again, if you take a look, you can see how large this colony was and how many bees could fit in just one box. So imagine being attacked by a colony of this size. So it's heartbreaking, but it's also a reminder of what could have happened if things went wrong. Have a respect for an insect being able to accomplish so much so quickly, and I wish they were not so angry so that we could keep them. This is fresh honey, and I'm sure we're gonna have all kinds of bees. If you have other bees nearby, I would suggest doing this in evening hours when bees are less active. As you can see, I have only a few bees flying around, and luckily the ones that are visiting are actually not landing on this honey. They can smell it and taste it, that it has the soap. But again, just to make it easier on yourself, I would say do this right before the sunset, where you will have more comfort from the heat and also from the bees. Beautiful honey. The soap, we have so much soap in here. I'm making sure that all the bees and the wax and everything that's coming out of the colony will be disposed in a garbage, so that birds, ants, lizards, and other animals and insects don't get sick from the soap. But if you want to come closer, I want to show you just the amount of bees there are in this small box. It's amazing how many bees can fit in one box. This was a hard-working colony, and they grew so fast. They would make a great fertilizer, but again, we have the soap in here, which it's not good for the environment. And watching how quickly bees died from soap made me think about what is it in the soap that acts so instantly and kills bees so quickly. And obviously this is something that's on our glasses, on our utensils, on our plates. So now I'm curious to find out what kind of chemical is in the soap that can kill so quickly. And whatever I find out, I'll share that with you as well. Okay, now that we have all this out, frames are cleaned somewhat, I'm going to use a pressure washer to rinse as much as soap as possible, and I'll see if I can salvage some of these frames and the box for other bees. Next, we're going to let the box and frames dry on the sun for a while. Okay, the frames had a chance to dry and box as well, so I'm just gonna set it in. And as you can tell, there are bees visiting this box already because they're trying to gather whatever's left on the frames, which is a good sign because I think if there was still, if we still had soap residue, they would not touch this. Like yesterday, you know, we had so much honey that honey was loaded or soaked in the soap, so they would not land on it. But as you can see today, they're already paying interest to this box, which means it's good and clean, and I'm gonna let it sit on the sun a little longer to make sure it's super dry. Also, the sun itself is a part of disinfection, and I often like to leave my frames just on the sun for a few hours because I think it also kills viruses and bacteria. At least that's my theory. My name is Vlada. I'm a founder of a charitable organization called Vlada's Seeds of Life, whose mission is reconnecting families and communities in America. And while we do that, we also teach young people and families, young families in particular, ways to grow healthier, and to be more sustainable, to cook more, and to basically live more naturally. For more information on what we're doing with the charity and to find out more what I'm doing personally in my life, join me on vladav.com and make sure to subscribe. Thanks, guys.